All right, guys, today we're going to talk about something really crazy right now. Okay. Now, I wanted to get into this, guys. This is just one of the images and things that I've seen. So, today I just want to talk about like manifestation and kind of the reality of life. Okay. This is what happens when, if you guys have heard of the chakras, this is what happens and what at least I saw and what I understood when I got to the top chakra, if you will, the crown chakra, which we'll get into, and really understood who I was. And this is kind of like also the battle before that I'm going to explain to you of what's going on. So this is you, this is a person, right? And this is their ego. And I put it in a jail cell because this is really what's happening is your ego keeps you trapped from the truth. And I'll explain this in a minute. But as you can see, this is cutting you off from the universe, from, you could say, everything. And in this space is literally infinite abundance. It's whatever you're trying to manifest, any of that. It's the access to imagination at will, to manifestation at will. Like, manifestation is not even a big deal here. And it's just also seeing everything. It's like this large kind of overarching truth that you kind of get exposed to, okay? And really you understand that you're not this person, that this is a character, and that this is who you really are. Okay, but what happens is the ego keeps you trapped in this physical body. As you can see, there's no door that's allowing you to get access to this. It's like a trap door that it keeps. And so what happens is on your spiritual journey, you're going to be climbing the chakras, right? Like the sacral chakra, the heart chakra, the throat chakra, which has to do with authenticity. You're going to be unlocking these and climbing the ranks, okay? And even though you can unlock one of these like once in a while, when you truly unlock it, it's like the consistency, like it's no longer really an obstacle. So, and of course you can, no one's perfect, you can fall back, but again, consistency. So eventually you get to the third eye here, right? And you begin to unlock the third eye, and this is when you really start to see things for what it is, and you start to get some really profound insights, really vivid visions and things like that, okay? And so then once you unlock this, then the only thing that's left is the crown chakra, okay? Literally can draw it like a crown. And the crown chakra is like, as some say, is the door to the divine. Like once you get over this, then you open up. And again, you can think of the top of this, like the top of the head is like a trap door, okay? Or like a door that's blocking you from infinite knowledge, wisdom, your intuition, all of this stuff, basically your full capacity. And the ego is the thing that's keeping this closed off from the rest of the universe, from who you really are. And so once you basically start detaching from the ego and stop giving it importance, that's when you unlock this, you get rid of the door, and you then have infinite knowledge and you have access to this cloud right here. And then you realize that you're not this person, like you're not this person you thought you might have been. This is simply a character. This is simply an avatar in a video game that is life. You realize then that you're this. And so the vision that I had was that was really just the peaceful silence of space-time, like just space, stars, all of that. And I saw that this is really what we are, is just this infiniteness. And so this is how I imagined consciousness to be, was just the infinite vast space. And so this is who you really are. And then once you get beyond this and you identify it as consciousness, which you, like I said, you can vision it like I did, like it's just infinite space. Once you know that this is who you are, this blue, that all of this, basically everything, that this is who you are, then you don't identify with the ego. You don't identify with the character that you're playing here, the 3D body. You're able to go beyond that, and you're able to just be everything. And therefore, when you come back down to earth, an ego is simply a character you play, therefore it's moldable, and you understand this. And this is, if you ever heard of like fluid identity and people talking about that, that's what this is referring to. And your identity is easily moldable at this point because you're no longer like fixated on a character, because you understand it's just a character in a video game. You could just choose another character. And you're okay with that. See, if you try to do this without opening the crown chakra and without having this realization, if you try to just switch egos, your ego's gonna freak out. This is where like ego deaths happen, right? People just think, oh, just kill your ego, and I'll explain what to do instead of that. But have an ego death. It doesn't matter. Like if you don't come to this realization, you're just gonna form another ego. So it's basically going through suffering for no reason. Okay. There's really no reason to kill an ego because, you can't kill it anyway. It's going to just settle into one thing again. The thing you need to do is not to form a new ego. It's just to detach from the ego. Then you can hop into other characters at will, other egos, if you will. So the idea is to detach from the character you play. Now, you detach by realizing that this is what you are. Like, and I guess one can describe this as making this your ego. Like your ego is now connected to space and it's connected to consciousness, really is what it is. It's connected to consciousness and the overarching energy that connects us all, and that we're all energy. And that, you could argue, is now your ego. But what this does then is you no longer care about the character as much. Like you're no longer as attached to the character. And that's the key, is you want to detach from the character that you're playing in life, from the person you are, and see yourself instead as infinite. Because when you do this, then everything just becomes a lot easier. Then you can, manifest things a lot easier because you're just coming into it. Like if you want to be a certain way, say you want to have certain traits, or you're like, this is the person I want to be, this is who I want to be, you're no longer coming from that stance. If you try to do it from here to change it, like if you try to be like a physical body, think of it in physical terms where like I need to change this physical trait, then it's hard because you're not as moldable. But when you step outside of this and see that you're an overarching everything, then you're just simply dumping into character traits at will. You're dumping into egos at will. So let's say you wanted to, stop procrastinating, you wanted to be a harder worker, right? You would go, oh, because you exist from this space, you simply can just jump into or get sucked into an ego and a character that already has those traits, a version of you that already has those traits, right? Because you don't identify with this character anyway. It's just a temporary use of your time, basically. And when the ego no longer serves you, you want to switch it up. And of course, it takes practice, but when you want to switch it up, then you can simply easily just go into another character because you're operating from this. You're operating from the space above the person, above the ego. And so really how you do this is you just simply identify with consciousness. And when you imagine yourself when you ask yourself, who am I? It should be like, for me, again, it's this picture of space and stars, or consciousness, however you view or imagine consciousness to look like. You just imagine consciousness and you get used to identifying with consciousness, not, your face or how you look or who you are. And again, then when you really do this and you detach from the ego, then you understand it's just a character you play. And so again, it's not really about killing the ego. It's about detaching and understanding that that's not who you really are. And again, from this, you're moldable. Your identity is moldable. You are moldable. And you can easily adapt to things. And you can easily just become the person that you need to be in a given time. Like that. Like at a snap of a finger. And the way you do this too is by being present. Like once you're present, you're able to really see life for what it is, and you're able to see more from a perspective of this as well. Because then you're able to look at a life through a lens of what I call video game. Have you ever walked around in a first person video game and let's say there's no background music, right? It's just silent. It's whatever environment noises are going on. And you may look down, right, at your hand, observing yourself. And it's like really what you are when you're playing the game is you're a witness of this character. You know that you're not that character, but you're just witnessing that character existing. That's really the perspective that you want to have in life. And this is when you become aware of, again, what I call the witness, which is really just consciousness and what you're really coming from. You become aware that you're not actually that person, the person that you're playing. You're just a witness of this person that is living their life. And so even right now, like when I put my hand down here, right, your mind knows that you're not this hand, like you're not me. You're just watching a video of me talking about this stuff, of my hand moving, that this isn't actually your hand. And so it's a little bit similar to that when we talk about becoming aware and of the witness. is that you're just a witness that is witnessing your body. You're just a witness that is witnessing this reality. You're not actually that body or that character that you're playing. You're just witnessing it happening. And so this is really where detachment comes from, is this is truly what being present is. It's like the only thoughts that are coming through your head is the environment or the sounds in your environment. And the way you look at life is like a first-person video game perspective or a point of view video, okay? Where you understand that if you look at your hand on a video like that or in a video game, when you look at the character's hand, you understand it's the character's hand, not you. And so basically what I'm saying is your new ego, if you will, or the new identification of who you are becomes this overarching consciousness and becomes that idea. And so you're able to separate yourself from this character that you play. And again, when you do this, then all stress is relieved because now you're looking at things through like everybody's the same as you. Then you just see everybody as this one overarching consciousness because you know it's just them, just expressed. Like this person is just the same thing expressed. Okay? It's literally no different. And so when you view things like this, then you get rid of doubts, you get rid of worries, and you really detach from the 3D in a healthy manner and perspective. Obviously, there's ways to go too far with this stuff. But I mean, when you're present and you do it from this perspective, you're able to detach healthfully and realize that you're not this 3D character right here. You're just not. You're the stars, you're everything. So I hope that cleared up. It's really all about perspective, and I'm just trying, especially with these sort of things, trying to get you to have that new perspective of looking at things, because that's what it's really all about. Once you gain this perspective, then that's really what climbing the chakras is it's new levels of awareness, new levels of perspective, though. A lot of people talk about awareness, but it's also new levels of perspective. Like the sacral chakra, you're going to have different perspectives. The heart chakra, you're going to be open to even more perspectives. Like you get more and more open, your eyes get more and more awake, if you will. It's like how when you're waking up, you're kind of groggy, your eyes are kind of slit, and you can barely see anything. But then the wider you open them, obviously you have more clarity and vision, more vivid, and also you can just see more in your environment. That's literally what opening the chakras does. And so again, opening the crown chakra allows you to see this. So hope this video was helpful. Go ahead and leave a like and a comment, and let me know what you're thinking about this below. Bye.